Welcome back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 16. Thank you very much for joining me again this week, and let's get started. So, hello, my name is Miss Kimberly, and the goal of our session is to have students understand each word in our vocabulary workbook and to be cognizant and know some phrases from the novel that may be a bit difficult for us to understand. Today, we'll be going over week 16 vocabulary, going over the example sentences, and review and self-study will be up to you. Okay? So why are we doing this? We are doing this because of 1, vocabulary acquisition. By learning the definition, synonym, antonym, and part of speech, this can significantly improve your comprehension of the novel and enhance your contextual usage. Next, 2, we'll be going over the example sentences that are extra on the PowerPoint. This will help with writing variation. By looking at a variety of example sentences with a specific vocabulary word, students can learn how to use the word in different sentence structures. So let's get started. Please go and get your vocabulary workbook if you have not already, and turn to week 16, which is on page 94. 94. Okay, is everyone ready? Good. So let's get started. Number 1, everyone repeat after me and say buffoon. Buffoon. And the synonym is clown. And the part of speech is noun, and the definition says, a person who does silly things, usually to make other people laugh. Example sentence, the boy always acts like a buffoon in his class. Like the picture? So a buffoon just basically means someone who is a bit silly and someone who makes lots of jokes. Like in our story, Alex is a bit of a buffoon. So repeat after me. The boy always acts like a buffoon in his class. Good. Let's go on to my example sentences at the bottom. Number 1, even in serious situations, John couldn't resist being the class buffoon. So say that the teacher's really angry and mad, but John, the student, can't help it. He just is still the class buffoon, making jokes, funny faces, laughing all the time. Who knows? Example 2. The mother had to warn her children when they were acting like buffoons at the restaurant. I know, maybe some of you, I hope not, act like a buffoon at a restaurant when you're out with your parents, being really loud, playing with your food, something that we should not do. So the mother here had to warn the children to stop acting so silly. Okay? Everyone say buffoon. Number 2, everybody say celebrity. Celebrity. The synonym is star. The part of speech is a noun because it is a person. And the definition says someone who is famous, especially in the entertainment business. The example sentence says, when the celebrity stepped onto the stage, everyone cheered and hollered. Holler was our old vocabulary word if you have been following along. Celebrity. It's a famous person. It can be BTS. It can be Blackpink. It can be, I don't know who else is popular these days. I'm old, so I don't know. Yes, those people are celebrities. Okay? Repeat after me. When the celebrity stepped onto the stage, everyone cheered and hollered. Are you repeating? Example 1. The restaurant became famous because a celebrity was seen eating there. So I don't know if you guys have gone to a few restaurants. Maybe you see some autographs on the wall that celebrities have signed. And then that restaurant becomes also very famous. Example 2, all the celebrities dressed in their finest attire for the award ceremony at the end of the year. So celebrities dressed in the fancy dresses and fancy suits for an award ceremony. Everyone say celebrity. Woo. Number 3, the word is hermit. Hermit. And the synonym is loner. And it's a noun because it is a person who lives alone and apart from society. So just like a hermit crab, they live inside like the little shell, right? And they don't really come outside. So this is what we call a person who basically lives alone, doesn't like to go outside, and doesn't like to be social, doesn't really have many friends. The example sentence here says, the old man in our neighborhood is a hermit because he never talks to anyone. It's quite sad if they're a hermit. I would always like to play with them and talk to them. Repeat after me. The old man in our neighborhood is a hermit because he never talks to anyone. Okay? Example at the bottom. My friends called me a hermit when I said that I didn't want to play with them. They're like, come on, let's go play at the playground. And you're like, no, I don't want to. I just want to stay home. And they're like, oh, come on, you hermit. Hermit. Just as a joke. And example 2. Everyone came out to the community party, even the neighborhood hermits. So here they had a huge party with the whole apartment building or apartment complex. And even the neighborhood hermit, the person who usually stays at home, came out this time. In my example sentence. Everyone say hermit. Next one, everyone say preacher. Preacher. And the synonym is a minister. It's a person, usually a priest or minister, who gives a religious speech, and it is a noun. If you go to church or if you go to a Catholic cathedral, there is a person who comes and talks every Sunday on the stage. That person is the preacher. So example sentence, every Sunday we go to church to listen to the preacher. The person who talks about whatever it is, whether it's the Bible. Okay, repeat after me. Every Sunday we go to church to listen to the preacher. Example 1, the teacher delivered a powerful sermon this past Sunday at church. A bit same to the top. Or example 2, all of the church members spoke very highly of the preacher, meaning they said very nice and kind things. They were respectful to the preacher. Okay, everyone say preacher. Very good. Let's go to number 5. The word is athlete. Athlete. The synonym is sports person. And also this is a noun, a person who is very good at sports or physical exercise. So if you are good at soccer, you are an athlete. If you're good at basketball, you are an athlete. Example sentence, he became an athlete starting at a young age. So this boy, he is a soccer athlete. Repeat after me. He became an athlete starting at a young age. I hope you're repeating. Example 1. Many athletes emphasize the importance of a healthy diet and consistent exercise. So athletes, people who are good at sports, they always say it's good to have a healthy diet and also to always exercise. Example 2. All of the athletes waved during the opening ceremony at the Olympics. So usually when the Olympics starts, they have an opening ceremony and they all have carry the flag of their country and they all just walk and wave and say hello, hello. Everyone say athlete. The next word is collapse. Collapse. And the synonym is crumple, but the antonym is to rise. It is a verb, action word, to fall down suddenly because of pressure or having no strength or support. Ooh, look at this building in this picture. Many buildings collapsed during the earthquake, meaning many buildings fell down and were destroyed because of the earthquake. Okay, Repeat after me. Many buildings collapsed during the earthquake. Great. Example sentence 1. The athlete collapsed on the field after finishing the marathon. So this person was like running. Oh! Another vocabulary word we just went over. Athlete. So this athlete was running and running and running in the marathon. And then after he finished, he collapsed. He fell because he was so tired. He had no more energy. Example 2. The old building began to collapse after years of neglect. So again, kind of like this, if it's an old building and they didn't take care of it, it would maybe start to collapse. Number 7, amuse. Everyone say amuse. The synonym is entertain and the antonym is bore. And it is a verb to keep the attention of someone by entertaining that person. The example sentence says, the floating bubbles amuse the children. So something that makes you very excited. You're like, whoa! So if we saw bubbles, you'd be like, oh, wow, cool. So amuse, to keep the attention of. Repeat after me, the floating bubbles amuse the children. Very good. Example at the bottom. My example sentences, it says, during the long car ride, the parents played games to amuse the children and keep them entertained. I remember a long time ago when we didn't have cell phones and we had a long car ride, my parents would always say, oh, if you see a blue car, say blue car. Or if you see a red car, say red car. But it would have to be the color that they chose. That was a little game that my parents played to amuse me when I was younger. That just made me sound really old, didn't it? Example 2. To amuse the guests at the party, the magician performed a variety of tricks. So maybe he was like, oh, look at this, and then they put it in their hand and all of a sudden a bird appears. But I'm not a magician, so I can't do it. Amuse. Everyone say amuse. Amuse. Very good. Last word on page 94 is sheepishly. 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 And the antonym is proudly. And it is an adverb because it has ly. And it means in a way that is embarrassed because you have done something wrong or silly. So, sheepishly. Like what this girl is doing in this picture. The girl sheepishly admitted to her teacher that she forgot to do her homework. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do my homework. In a way to show that you're a bit embarrassed or that you feel bad or that you just did something wrong. Okay, repeat after me. The girl sheepishly admitted to her teacher that she forgot to do her homework. Great. Example sentence 1. After accidentally spilling his drink, he looked around sheepishly, hoping no one had noticed. Then yes, you're like, oh, did anyone see that? Oh, I gotta hurry up and clean this up. Sheepishly. Or, example 2, the child caught with her hand in the cookie jar, grinned sheepishly at her mother. So the mom was like, don't eat the cookies. But then she was caught with her hand in it. And she's like, I don't know what that face is. That was my sheepishly grin. Okay, everyone say sheepishly. Sheepishly. Woo! We're on page 95. If you need a water break, go get some water. If you need a bathroom break, pause the video, go and come back. If not, let's keep going. Everyone say a loudspeaker. Loudspeaker. It is a noun and it is a device that changes electrical signals into sounds loud enough to be heard at a distance. Basically, it's a speaker that, that plays music or sounds, and it's very loud. Okay? It can be one of these in the picture, like a handheld one, or it could be loudspeakers that are just standing outside or in the building. Repeat after me. We heard our names from the loudspeakers during recess. We heard our names from the loudspeakers during recess. Or, my example, the airport staff used the loudspeakers to make announcements. They're like, okay, now we're boarding Group 1. Please, Group 1, come to the doors, to the gate. They're using loudspeakers. Or, this one, the singer's powerful vocals resonated through the loudspeakers during the concert. So they have all these big speakers at a concert hall, like Bexco or anywhere in Busan. And these loudspeakers, they were to have music playing or showing from the singer. Okay? Great. Number 10. The word is opportunity. Repeat after me. Opportunity. And the synonym is chance, and the part of speech is noun. And the definition says a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. The opportunity, the chance. The example sentence says, I had the opportunity to get a new job. So he had the chance. He had this great timing, chance, opportunity to get a new job. Good job, person. Repeat after me. I had the opportunity to get a new job. Example 1. She was honored to have the opportunity to meet the President of the United States. So here, this person had the chance to meet the President of the United States. Whoa. Example 2. Speaking multiple languages will lead to many job opportunities in the future. So maybe you can choose from this job or that job or this job or that job because you're able to speak many languages. Good. Everyone say opportunity. Number 11, the word is aid. Aid. And no, not like lemonade or grapefruit aid. Those are drinks. And that's spelled A-D-E. Here, this aid is spelled A-I-D. And it is a noun and it means help. When people were stuck in the mountains, aid was sent to rescue them. So help was sent. So this big, what is this called? Helicopter was sent to help the people stuck in the mountains. Repeat after me. When people were stuck in the mountains, aid was sent to rescue them. Very good. Example 1. The first aid kit is equipped with essential supplies to provide immediate assistance in case of injuries. So you know at MI also they have a first aid kit. It has band-aids, ointments, medicine, all these other stuff in it to help you. Aid. First aid kit. Or, example 2, I offered aid to the elderly woman crossing the street. So I offered, oh, do you need help? I'll carry those grocery bags for you, or I'll help you cross the street. Help, aid. 12, the word is effective. Everyone say effective. And the antonym is useless. And the part of speech is adjective, and the definition is having a good result. Example sentence, the workers are trying to come up with an effective way to get the work done. So here in the picture, they're like, yes, everyone, we can do it. Woo! Let's do a good job and try to get everything done and have a good result. Effective. Example 1, studying in a quiet room is effective because you won't get distracted. Meaning you'll get a good outcome if you're able to focus in a quiet room. Or example 2, it says, the medicine was very effective and it made my cold go away in 3 days. Meaning this medicine had a good effect and good result on my body, and it did a good job of what it was supposed to do, which was make my cold go away. That is actually a true sentence. My medicine last week was very effective. Anyways. 13, everyone say financially. Financially. It is an adverb, ly, and it means related to the management or handling or control of money. So dealing with money, financially. Example sentence, finally, I'm doing financially well after saving a lot of money. So maybe this person didn't have that much money before saved up, and now they kept saving and saving and saving. They're like, yes, finally, I'm financially stable. I have enough money. Example 1, the family struggled financially after unexpected medical expenses. Expenses means money that you have to pay. So this family had a hard time with money because they had to pay hospital bills all of a sudden. Example 2. Due to being fired from his job, it left him in a challenging position financially. Meaning now he's like, I don't have a job anymore, but I have my savings, but that's not enough money. Oh no, it's a very challenging position financially, dealing with money. 14, everyone say income. Income. And the synonym is earnings. And it is a noun, which means the money that you earn from working. My yearly income is a lot higher than my friends. Lucky. Meaning how much money you get in 1 year from your job. Not your job, because you don't have a job, because you're a student. Income, your parents' job. Example 1. The government implemented policies to support low-income families. So low-income family meaning families that don't get that much money every year. Example 2. The job came with a high salary that increased her annual income. Wow, lucky. She got a new job that's giving her a lot of pay for her annual income, how much money she's getting every year. 15, everyone say measure. Measure. And the synonym is an evaluation. The part of speech is noun. And the definition is a way of evaluating something. So here it says, the doctor needed a measure of his capabilities, so he had an interview. Or when you guys come to MI a long time ago, when you first came, you also had an interview with either TJ or the other teachers. And that was to see a measure of your English abilities of speaking. Speaking interview, remember? And example sentence, the doctor needed a measure of his capabilities, so he had an interview. Please repeat. Example 1. In school, when you take a test to see how well you know something, that's a measure of your understanding. So you're like, I know we all hate tests, but really, it's to see how well you know about the topic, and that is a measure of how much you know. Example 2. I was shocked at the measure of the weight on the scale. So you're like getting on the scale, you're like, oh! Because that measure was a bit too much. Or mine. Anyways, number 16, last word. The word is interest. Interest. And again, since this is from your TED book, it is not interest like, I'm interested in sports. I love basketball and baseball. This interest is very different. It is a noun and it means the percentage of money you pay for a loan. A loan is money that you borrow from a bank. The example sentence says, I borrowed some money from the bank, so I have to pay it back with interest. So banks will make you pay more money because you borrowed it from them. Example 1. It is best to borrow money from a bank with the lowest interest rate. Right? You don't want to borrow from a bank that says, please pay us back 50% more. You want to go to the bank that says, please pay us back 2% more. And last example sentence, I didn't want to pay interest, so I decided not to take a loan from the bank. So instead, you didn't borrow money to not pay the interest. Wonderful, everyone. Have a big stretch. All right, we're almost there. Let's repeat all of the words from number 1. 1. Buffoon. 2. Celebrity. 3. Hermit. 4. Preacher. 5. Athlete. 6. Collapse. 7. Amuse. 8. Sheepishly. 9. Loudspeaker. 10. Opportunity. 11. Aid. 12. Effective. 13. Financially. 14. Income. 15. Measure. And 16. Interest. High five! High five for you, high five for you, and high five for you. Good job! And now it is time for you to review and self-study. Review and read all of the words out loud. Again, meaning what I just did. Reading the word, synonym, antonym, part of speech, definition, example sentence. Read it all out loud. And then do your homework on page 96 and 97. Okay? Wonderful! Thank you so much for joining me again this week. And please, please, please make sure that you watch the next video with the phrases from the novel.